Hello everyone, my name is Leslie Graft and I am the Executive Assistant to Bishop Ed. Today, Sarah and I want to take you on a journey to show you how to register for convention this year. So if you've had some concerns about how you're going to register or you've never registered before, whether you're a priest or on the vestry or if you're the church admin, we want to walk you through that and be able to show you how you can register, pay, and all the different events we have going on this year. So please join us. All right everyone, so getting right into how to do registration. There's a couple ways you can get to Diocesan Convention registration. The first is to go to our website, which is epiok.org. And there's several tabs. We just had our website redone this last year. The one you're looking for is resources, which is in the not quite far right hand corner, although I'm sure Tyler Davis will be very happy if you'd like to donate. But if you go to resources, and then you go to Diocesan Convention, that will take you to the registration page. The other place that you can go is if you are typing it into your browser, we will go to epiok.org / diocesan, DIOCESAN -convention. And it's going to come up like this. It has our dates and all the information. We're going to be hosted by St. Michael's Norman, and we will be having our guest speaker, Bishop Jose McLaughlin. So there's going to be a lot of different pieces of information. We'll have the regional convention meeting schedule out very soon. You'll have your schedule of events telling you where everything's going to be, and it is also printable. For those who would like to have a paper version. So there's a couple ways you can get on registration. We have several different kinds of events. We have the Thursday evening event, which is a $15 event. It is a reception at St. Michael's Norman. That's going to be on October 31st. And then we have regular convention. For those of you who maybe are attending both, we'll show you how to do that. And then so we'll have online convention registration and we have a paper convention registration. And then also we have another wonderful event that is put on by our very own Debbie Konieczny for the clergy spouses, and that will be the clergy spouse lunch this year. So I'm going to go in just like I am registering for just convention, no extra tickets. So we'll go into, so a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. I know most of you are familiar, but just in case we have someone who is new and never registered their church, the clergy delegates, that's going to be anyone who is your deacon, your priest, they are a clergy delegate, and then our lay delegates are going to be all of those delegates that you voted for in January or right after January, maybe January or February this year. And then your alternate is allowed to register, and they are allowed to come to convention. They are not allowed on the floor unless your priest designates that maybe one of your lay delegates got sick or something like that. And then for anyone else who's coming, who's going to be participating, they will need to register as a guest. And if you have any questions about who is in what category or anything like that, please feel free to give me a call here at the diocesan office at 405-232-4820. I would love to talk you through, what kind of tickets you need to buy, rather than you buying something you don't need. So we're just going to do, because I am not a clergy member, I'm a lay person. I'm going to put in my first name, my last name, my email address, my zip code. So Leslie Graft. I'm not going to take you all through everything. It always wants to correct my name because they don't think I spell my name the correct way. So, and for those of you, if you have questions, this is my email address, lgraft@epiok.org. Feel free to email me. You'll put in your address, your city, your zip code. We have a couple ways you can pay this year. The credit card is going to be, if you have a credit card for the church or a credit card for yourself, you're paying for yourself. For all my treasurers and people in the churches who your church doesn't have a credit card, that's totally fine. We have direct debit, which you can put in your bank account and routing number. Basically, it's just like your electronic, it's like an electronic check. And this is a new feature this year. Used to be you had to pay with a credit card or debit card, or you had to pay by check. So this is kind of a game changer for some of y'all. You won't have to send in a paper check. You can just do your direct debit if you choose. The other option is bill me later, which means you can register, but I will need to have your check mailed in as soon as possible. Basically, as soon as you do your registration, we will need you to mail in your check because obviously we need to have all those registration fees in before convention. And you will make my life so much easier. So for your lay it's going to give you, say you're doing 3 or 4 lay delegates, it'll tell you your lay delegate name, delegate number. So if you're doing 5 delegates, make sure you put their name, their first and last name in there, their contact information. That way, if there's a problem or something happens, I can get a hold of who I need to get a hold of. I would really appreciate that. And at the bottom, it's going to be, so if you have 5 delegates, it'll have lay delegate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to give me pieces of information I need for a couple things. This is going to give me your congregation. So if you're in El Reno, if you're, in St. John's Durant, it's going to give you all of our different congregations, which is awesome to see all of our congregations in one place. Just click on your congregation. So if you're from St. Dunstan's, if you have dietary restrictions, say you're a vegan or you don't eat pork or don't eat some other thing, that's where you can put that. If you have a food allergy, from all my people with food allergies, please put your food allergy in so we know, if you're allergic to dairy or something like that. We're going to have one more thing on here that's not quite on here quite yet. It's going to be your title, and that doesn't mean, the Reverend John Smith. What that means is how you would prefer your name tag to be. So I know some of my lay delegates and clergy delegates prefer your full title, and some of you don't. So whenever you come to that portion of it, please put how you would like to have it on the name tag. That way, when I send this to our host church, it makes them very easy for them to put the how you would like your name tag, and then you can just push register, and it'll go right to me. Let's go back because I do want to show you guys. So once you register for convention, and then you want to, you have maybe out of your 10 people coming, 4 of you want to come and do a single ticket or do the reception, because a lot of times we have that happen. So it's going to be, your building address, and then it's going to be, I'll add the, we just have the credit card and the direct debit for here. I need to add the bill me later portion of it, but it'll have your credit card, and it'll have, again, we're going to have that direct debit option this year where you can put it in, and it'll have your bank account and routing number. And you'll also have a receipt, so you can show that to your, if your treasurer is giving you the information and you're having to do it, or if you are the treasurer, you'll have a receipt, which is always very helpful. So on here, the only thing you're going to have is you're going to have your tickets. You'll have their first name, last name, the billing information's up here, but first name, last name on everybody's name. So, John Smith, Jan Smith, Tom Smith, and then at the bottom, you'll just need to tell me what congregation you're from, and then your dietary restrictions. So again, if you are vegan or have some other dietary restriction, and then your food allergy. So that is for the Thursday event. If you are not quite comfortable with the online, the other thing you can do, or if you think it's easier, you can print out this paper registration. Just make sure, please make sure that everything is filled out correctly, and that you send it back to me, Leslie Graft, at the diocesan office. And please make sure you have everything in to me early enough so we don't have to worry about having your registration in. And so then our last event you have to register for is our, and this is not live yet, that's why it says Ghost Clergy Spouse. There's no ghosts at our Clergy Spouse Lunch. Clergy Spouse Lunch, it's free with registration, so if you are a clergy spouse, please register. It'll be, your name, and then again, please let us know your congregation and what dietary restrictions and food allergies you have. And the rest of the website the rest of the page will show you our lodging. All of our churches each church is responsible for booking their own hotel. So you can click on that and it will take you to the website for NCED, which is where we are having our event this year. It'll have, if you are a vendor, it'll tell you how to do vendor registration. It gives you some information on that. We will have ministry fair this year. So if you are very excited about what's going on in your church and you want to show off some of your ministries and share that with the diocese, please register here. It is completely free, and it's going to be our 4th year of doing this. So check out, hook up with some people at your church and say, hey, let's do a table. It's going to be a really great event. And then we have just a few other things, nominations and resolutions if you want to put those in. We'll have the Friday workshops coming very quickly. So if you have any questions or concerns about convention registering or anything else, please get in contact with our Secretary of Convention, Melanie Wignall. Her number is 918-606-0374, and she can be reached by email at mwignall, MWIGNALL @cox.net.